Yeah, hey everyone, it's Kaylan from the fair, which is a new thing for me to say. Super excited to be here. Country nights, carnival lights, having a blast. And today I get to sit here and hang out with Michelle Jenck. Michelle, how are you?
I'm great, Kaylan. Thanks.
I feel like you and I are always hanging out, always together. We're kind of cut from the same cloth.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Health and wellness and community building, right?
I'm glad you feel that way.
Totally.
Because I thought we were constantly fighting, but we get along, I guess.
You're kind of like my brother from another mother.
Yeah, there we go. So we're excited to be here. We get to broadcast from the fair, talk about all things related to fair and all things related to wellness. And so we're going to jump right in. And first of all, though, we have some birthdays today. Today's birthday. Danelle Boggs is birthday today, so if you know Danelle, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. So Joanne, happy birthday to your daughter, Danelle Boggs. So let's see what else is going on. So today's Tillamook Today brought to you by Rosenberg Builder Supply and Tillamook Regional Medical Center. And super excited to be here. Lots of stuff going on at the fair. Michelle, what is your favorite thing at the fair?
Wow.
Loaded question right there, right off the bat. It's
the people. I mean, you can't walk more than 10 steps without bumping into somebody, and it's just the thing that we look forward to the most. It's my husband and our crew at the farm. They take every afternoon off, and they look forward to this all year long. It's just, like I said before, it's all about community, building community, and we're really, really fortunate to have something like this in our county.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that's cool is, like, it brings all these people from out of town in that are related, that family members. This is like an annual pilgrimage that they come every year, and so you get to see people that you don't get to see normally, and everybody makes it a priority to just take a little break and spend some time together.
Yeah, and there's this loss of hometown values that's going away across our country, and every year at the fair, I feel like it kind of brings that back. In our community, I feel like we're not losing it as much as the rest of the country is. And when you look around the fair, you and I were just chatting about the number of volunteers it takes to make the fair happen. And these are people that could easily say, I'm too busy, because everybody's got so much on their schedule and on their calendar, and everybody makes the fair a priority. So we have the fair board, their volunteers, all the vendors. Yes, the vendors they pay to be here, but they're taking a hit and they're not being at their business. They're taking out of their everyday life to make sure the fair is a good experience. And then the volunteers that run a lot of the booths. It's just fantastic to see. And you and I get to be on. We're both in the nonprofit world, and we see a lot of volunteer action. And the fair is just such a highlight of volunteerism in our community. So it's a
really
great
a special thing. And I don't think people realize that without all of that altruistic giving, we wouldn't have the values, the hometown values that you just spoke of.
Right.
People taking that extra time out of their lives to devote to making their community a better place. That has its own priceless value to it.
Absolutely.
And we have it just from so many different organizations and individuals, and it's something that's sort of like contagious. So that's my favorite part about it is it's either growing or dying.
Right.
And part of my role as the wellness coordinator for Tillamook County is to make sure that it's growing and to make sure everybody gets the bug.
Right.
And it might be a really small thing. Walking into the fairgrounds today, I walked through the barns with all the kids, the 4-H kids and all the 4-H families. That's a huge commitment. Those kids are taking time to raise an animal. They have to be up really early and feeding those animals and cleaning those pens and everything. And those parents, they're working people, and they have to go in and help their young son or daughter with their animal before they go possibly back to work. And then they got to juggle all of that. They got to figure out how they're going to feed everybody during the day when everybody's busy, and and they make it happen, and they have fun doing it. And it just goes to show that just because something's hard doesn't mean it isn't worth it.
Right, absolutely. And you have that additional connection between parent and child. There's that extra thing for them to do together, which is another thing that's just disappearing across the country. So when they have that, hey, we're going to raise this animal together. Hey, we're going to spend these hours together in the evening. Hey, and then it's a responsibility for the kiddo that they're going to raise that animal. And it's such a priceless expectation that we can put on our kids. That
it is, and there's so many transferable skills that come from that. It's like, you're thinking of raising a chicken or a goat or a sheep or a pig or whatever. It's like, what are the odds of that young person growing up and becoming a farmer? Maybe not that great, but they're learning the responsibility of caring for something outside of themselves, and that hard work pays off, and you got to show up, and there are expectations in life that these experiences build strengths and character skills in them. And the same goes for the kids that are sewing and entering other projects, and
painting, photography.
Hall. There are so many cool things to come and see. And I really encourage people to come out to the fair and take in all those exhibits, whether they be in the animal barns or in the exhibit hall. These kids work really hard, and their families support them and make it a family priority to show up and invest the time in these creative projects. And I really like to make sure that they get the attention that they do.
Because what an opportunity to showcase yourself. It's amazing. And you're talking about the animals, and that's just a good reminder. August 9th at 6 p.m. Here at the fairgrounds. That is the livestock auction. So that's tonight at 6 p.m. is the FFA JLAC 4-H livestock auction. So do not forget about that. The Buyer Barbecue is at 5 p.m. Livestock 4-H barn. So make sure you stop by for that as well, because that's where a lot of it's an entrepreneurial thing too, where these kids get to auction off the animals that they provided, and to know where your food came from. That's a powerful tool as well. We have all the gardening aspects of the fair as well. So just great things, great opportunities for kids. And, if you stop by the KPIL booth, you can register to win one of the pigs that was raised. It was raised by Danica Goss, and with the feed supplied by the TCCA Farm Store, and thanks to Pacific City Supply. So make sure you come by the KPIL booth and enter to win that as well. And that's just one aspect of the fair. I mean, tonight, the entertainment is also amazing. So we had Tracy Bird on Wednesday. We had Drake White and the Big Fire on Thursday. And tonight is Sugar Ray. So, and then tomorrow, the Demolition Derby.
You don't even have to. I mean, everyone knows.
Yeah, I don't even have to mention that because everybody knows the Demolition Derby. And then you can't forget the Pig and Pork. I mean, so the entertainment factor, the entrepreneurs, the young entrepreneurs that are putting together all the livestock. It's just there's no reason for you not to be at the fair. Yeah,
and there's entertainment all day long at the courtyard stage. Yep. And we were talking about families and kids investing their time and energy in things. Those dance programs that come and demonstrate all of the hard work that the kids have put in on their different dance practices. I got to watch several of them from the Dance Zone yesterday, and I was so impressed. And I love, my background is in health and fitness, and I've been a fitness instructor, and movement, and how that not only helps us stay fit, but how it actually helps our brains develop as children, and even into our adult lives. The more we're moving, the more connectivity we have in our brain, and the smarter we are, and the better educated our kids are. So watching these kids dancing, I was just really excited to see the enjoyment they were having from being physically active, and just knowing like it's so good for them, and they're having fun doing it. So
absolutely,
it's really cool.
Yeah, and again, it's just another opportunity to showcase our local talent. And you had mentioned that people come from out of town to do this, and there's a reason that people come from out of town to experience our fair. It's because they long for that the hometown values that we were talking about. They want to get back to that small town USA, and we have that. So people are jealous of that, and they come here to experience it. And I mean that's one thing that we can take pride in as a community, that people want that. Yeah. And people come, they walk through here, and they have that just reminiscent look in their eyes, and they're like, man, I wish that we had this. And we do have
it's
this.
Something that's kind of hardwired in us, and when we have that feeling,
there's a cart rolling by the booth here.
We got a cart disruption here, but that's okay. That's at any time we have that, where we kind of get that sense of longing or enjoyment. It's tapping into something that's a part of us that's we need to pay attention to that feeling and realize, like, that's something I should do more of. Yeah. That's good for me. That's something that my body and my brain say, get you some of that.
Yeah, it's euphoric. I mean, it just makes you feel good. So lots of stuff going on, and we would be remiss if we're in the health and wellness realm. There are healthy food options as well. So
and lots of walking. I think I walked like 5 or 6 miles yesterday, and I wasn't even here that long.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do partake in fair food also. So
I do too.
And everything's good. But there are people that say, oh no, I don't want to go because there's no healthy food. There is healthy food options. So
yeah, there's salads, and the Adventist booth has lots of good vegetables options, and there's several food vendors that have maybe a better balance. But then you gotta treat yourself to at least one fair treat. It's only once a year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. Tillamook Today is brought to you by Rosenberg's. Where do you go to find almost anything you need for home improvement? I'll tell you where. It's Rosenberg's. Rosenberg's has been your local connection for anything you need to build and finish your house to perfection. Carpet, cabinets, paint, electrical, plumbing, nuts and bolts, fencing, windows, doors, and so much more. All those items in one place. But that's only part of the story. What really makes Rosenberg's your stop for home improvement is the people. Their knowledgeable, friendly staff is there to help you through any project. Any question from what paint you should use to how to install a new shower valve, you can get the help you need and do it right the first time. Stop by Rosenberg's today to rediscover what you've known all along. It's better to shop local and work with great people that you can see every day. Build it, plumb it, wire it, paint it. Rosenberg Builder Supply in Tillamook. All right, we're back at Tillamook Today here on KTIL. I'm Kaylan from the fair, and we've got Michelle Jenck here with us. So, Michelle, we, like everybody probably knows, we run in the same circles. We're health and wellness. And yesterday we got to, hi, there's Cheryl Klinghoffer. How are you?
Cheryl.
How are you? Going to do some Tai Chi right in the fair.
Yeah, I think we should have a Tai Chi flash mob.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we're done at 10. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So yesterday part of your role is with the county, and the county has a new friend that has wheels and that can move about the county.
His new name is Welly.
And his new name is Welly. Let's talk about our friend Welly.
Yeah. Okay. So Wednesday was the big ribbon cutting for Welly, the new member of our health and wellness team, and I can't remember how big she is, but she's
32 feet, 38 feet.
I want to say like 47 or something.
Let's make a billion feet.
100 feet.
It's a billion feet long.
So what it is a mobile health clinic. And we were calling it a van, and then somebody was like, that's not a van.
It's definitely not a van.
It's
an
RV.
Diesel pusher motorhome.
It has some pop-outs, and we got to get inside of it and look around, and I am so impressed. There are stations for like 4 people to be examined in the inside of the clinic, and there's a chair for behavioral health. You mentioned Danelle Boggs earlier, and I just got to give her a shout-out. She has such a great reputation for the work that she does in helping people. Health behavior change is hard, and whether it's quitting smoking or cutting back on our drinking or learning how to eat healthier or just kind of get a handle on our how we take and process our life stress and mentally, psychologically, cognitively, all of the challenges that presents. We need help with that. And there are a lot of people at Tillamook Family Counseling Center and within each of the primary care homes at Adventist, at Tillamook County Community Health Centers, and at Reinhardt Clinic that have those services available. And the cool thing about this mobile clinic is there will be a behavioral health specialist embedded in that when it goes around the county, particularly like way up in North County and way down in South County where they don't have readily accessible services around that or around dental care. This clinic is going to be able to meet those needs in those parts of the county. So it's really exciting. And the really cool thing was the funds for building and bringing that to our community were from donations from Care Oregon and the Columbia Pacific Coordinated Care Organization. Those are the organizations that are managing the insurance for the Oregon Health Plan members in our county. So they have a reason. It's an innovative care approach where they invest the funds that they have to meeting people where they are, meeting their health needs in the ways that it's going to really work for people and work upstream on how we approach people's health care.
Right. And, yesterday they shared a statistic that there's over 300 individuals in our community that have Medicare that haven't used any services and because they're unable to get to those services. And so this will eliminate that barrier and help get medical services to the even more rural parts of our community.
Exactly.
And so it'll be
Medicare and our Medicaid or Oregon health plan population. So both of those combined, that number is actually quite a bit higher.
Right.
I was talking with Marlene Putman, the administrator of the Tillamook County Community Health Centers, who will be in charge of that van. It's their baby. Welly is going to be part of their family team, and they're working on a schedule. But anyway, she mentioned that was a underestimated number that we heard at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In fact, it's probably quite a bit higher than that.
Yeah, conservative numbers are always safe to use, but it's always nice to know that this thing's going to serve its purpose and make a huge impact on our community. So we're very fortunate.
So another thing that we would be remiss in not talking about is the fact that as Tillamook County Wellness, and you're, of course, a member of our task force or advisory body for that coalition, we have focused our efforts on reducing pre-diabetes rates in Tillamook County. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we can do with a clinic like that is have pop-up A1C screenings so that people can learn if they are at risk for developing diabetes early, and it doesn't require, scheduling a doctor's appointment and having to spend an hour driving and, commuting to your doctor's appointment and waiting. And so those tests can be done pretty rapidly. And if people have some of the risk factors, they can have that test done and it'll be covered by their insurance, and we'll have a better ability to identify people. And then if they find out that they are at risk, if those numbers are a little higher than they should be, where can they go?
Right.
They can go to the National Diabetes Prevention Program classes at the YMCA.
Yeah.
So we got you covered, Tillamook County.
Yeah, and we've been able to make some great partnerships between the Y and the county health department, and then also with the Y and Tillamook Regional Medical Center. And so we're building this really cool supportive web that can hit everyone in our county. And I think that's phenomenal, and it's something that you don't see happening a lot in counties where people are working almost competitively instead of collaboratively. Yeah. And we're not seeing that here. Everyone's coming to the table. Everyone is looking at our community and saying we care about every single individual here, regardless of what healthcare plan they're on. We want to make sure that they're healthy and their needs are getting met. And I think that's phenomenal and something that you don't see all the time. Yeah. So speaking of Tillamook Regional Medical Center, they are one of our sponsors for Tillamook today, and they have a new urgent care program. It's the weekend, and you need a doctor or a nurse practitioner now. Adventist Health Urgent Care is open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Medical Office Plaza in Tillamook and Lincoln City, Manzanita, Vernonia, Banks, Hoodland, and Estacada. They're ready to help you get the medical assistance you need on a walk-in basis. It's important to remember that urgent care clinics are not emergency rooms. Urgent medical conditions require care quickly and usually within 24 hours, but aren't life-threatening emergencies. Examples are accidents, falls, and moderate cuts requiring stitches, sprains, strains, moderate back problems, breathing difficulties like mild to moderate asthma, eye irritation, redness, fever, flu, severe throat and coughs, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, minor broken bones, fractures like fingers and toes, skin rashes and infections, urinary tract infections, anything of the minor things that might not require you to go to emergency care. You can go to urgent care. For significant pain, injury, difficulty breathing, call 911 or emergency care. Adventist Health and Tillamook, together inspired. So that's another great thing that's happening in our community is the new addition for urgent care on the weekend.
That's really huge. And one of the reasons that we have all this effort, this coalition of wellness partners, the mobile clinic, all the things that are happening, and this grant we just got that has all of those partners working very closely together with the state of Oregon. The reason we're doing all of this is because healthcare costs are out of control.
Oh, yeah.
It's just unsustainable. Insurance costs are skyrocketing, and there are a lot of things that we can do to bring those costs down and actually provide better care and have better health outcomes and do all of that earlier before things get, before health issues, chronic diseases even develop. So that's really our focus. And I think that's what motivates all of our community partners to reprioritize their staff time and some of their financial resources to really be actively participating in this work because they see the value of it. They know they're going to be able to provide better care for people, and that's really what this is all about. It's like what we were talking about the fair earlier. This is our community. We care about everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is kind of a member of a big family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we got to do right by people, and this is how we're trying to go about doing that.
And if we focus on prevention, it's gonna lower a lot of costs. I mean, it's gonna lower employer costs. It's gonna lower overall healthcare costs. So that's why there's a real focus. Saying all this, and everybody's heard this, everybody knows this. But the cool thing is that we're seeing action in our community from our partners, from our wellness task force, and that's great to see.
Yeah.
That we're actually making things happen. At the YMCA, when our grant funding started to diminish for our Tai Chi program, we said, hey, we're still going to offer this Tai Chi program for free for seniors, as well as enhanced fitness, as well as Qigong. And it's people stepping up like that to try to make the difference in the community that has a lot of impact. You were talking about what the investments are from all these businesses. We're all volunteering our time, and we're sending staff over to strategize and to lead programs and to make these efforts, all because we want to live in a healthier community. And
people's quality of life is improved immeasurably from it, and it also helps connect people. So we're reducing social isolation, which is a known contributor to health risk.
Right.
There are just all these incidental benefits from all the things that we're working collaboratively on, and it's really, really great. You mentioned Qigong. I'm going to just give a shameless plug. I teach the class. There are multiple Qigong classes, but the one that I
yours
teach,
is the best.
I like to think that my people are definitely getting some really good value out of it, and it's something that not very many people have heard of. It's a practice that's been around for about 5,000 years. And I always ask people, do you think that the insanity classes or Zumba are going to be around 5,000 years from now? I doubt it. They're great programs, don't get me wrong. But there is something very lasting about Qigong, Tai Chi, and yoga. And there's a reason. They're holistically extremely beneficial for the body, the organ systems of the body, how the brain and the body are connected. So I just really encourage people, take a look at the YMCA or NCRD's programming. There's even some programming down in South County and in Garibaldi. Most of that can be found in the TBCC catalog. So that goes to everybody's mailbox. If you get that course catalog, open it up, look at the health and fitness section, and find the area that's closest to where you live and see what time those classes are. And if you have an employer and it's a class time that doesn't really quite work with your work schedule, ask them for some flex time. Let's see what we can really do here for people. But my class is Tuesday, Thursday from 8 to 8:30. It's just 30 minutes, and it's very accessible. It's a very simple movement and breath practice. And the results that people experience from doing a regular Qigong practice are really, really incredible. Blood pressure is reduced. Stress management is improved. People who have experienced neuropathy I have two individuals who no longer take any medication for that, and they had it for years. Mm-hmm. So see your primary care provider, and don't stop taking your medication without
Dr. Michelle
advice.
said.
But there are other ways to manage our health, and we really want to encourage people to explore what those look like for them.
Yeah, and not to mention, OSU Extension Services has great programs.
Yeah, strong women, strong people now, because they have men and women in that program.
Yeah.
They have the Walk with Ease program. We have Step It Up walking groups throughout the county.
So there's tons going on. A huge partner in this, I have to mention, mainly because this is supposed to be Stacy's time slot, so I better mention.
Oh, totally.
Northwest Senior Disability Services has been a huge partner in making things happen for our seniors and those with disabilities in our county, and so we're very fortunate to have them as well. So there, if you look at it, if you take this approach and you look at all the services that are available in our county, it's quite impressive for a small community, and there's absolutely no reason that we can't start curbing those trends and bucking those trends and making progress in the overall wellness of our community. So we've got no excuses. We're just going to have to start making things happen, which is what we've been doing. It's great. Just a few notes here as we wrap up. I'm going to go ahead and say these. We've got a little more to talk about, but just so I don't forget, Senior Meals, 11:30 a.m. at St. Mary's by the Sea in Rockaway Beach every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're at noon every weekday at the Kiwanda Community Center in Pacific City, as well as the Tillamook Senior Center at 4th and Stilwell. Cost is $3 for seniors, $6.75 for everyone else. Sip and Shop downtown Tillamook tonight from 5 to 7. The farmers markets are going on. Manzanita Farmers Market Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. on Laneda Avenue. Nesquin Farmers Market Saturdays from 9 to 1 on Nesquin Wayside. And Tillamook Farmers Market Saturday 9 to 2 between the courthouse and City Hall on Laurel Avenue. And Pacific City Farmers Market is Sunday from 10 to 2 at the Pacific City Library. So don't forget those things that are going on. And, you know, we talked about OSU Extension Service. Monday, though, they'll be here on Tillamook today. So lots going on. Make sure you come by the fair and check out what's going on. We talked a minute ago about all the things that the kids are up to. There's artwork, there's photography, there's garden projects, there's everything. And then the JLAC and FFA 4-H Livestock Auctions tonight at 6 p.m. here at the fairgrounds. So make sure you come by and reward the kiddos for their hard work and all the dedication they've had to raising their animals. Then there's the Buyer Barbecue at 5 p.m. at the Livestock 4-H barn. So thanks for coming out and supporting the 4-H and FFA swine projects. And if you stop by the KPIL booth here inside what building is this called?
The exhibit hall?
The exhibit hall, okay. I was going to say that, but I want to make sure I'm right. We're kind of shrugging our shoulders on that. But seek out the KPIL booth, enter to win an entire pig. And it's a promotion that supports the Junior Livestock Auction 4-H and FFA. The pig was raised by Danica Goss with seed supplied by TCCA Farm Store and thanks to Pacific City Supply. The meat was processed or will be processed by Tillamook Meat. And the winner must notice. Oh, well, that's just details. I don't need to read that part. But, yeah, come on by, enter to win that free pig. I'm going to stuff the ballot box while I'm sitting here. So anyways, Michelle, anything else that you'd like to add about what's going on with wellness? Or
Yeah, just maybe where people can find us so that they can follow. Because there will be a lot in the next 6 months. There's going to be a lot of new updates for people, and I just really encourage people to keep checking in. So we can be found at Tillamook County HealthMatters.org, which is a mouthful for a web URL, but anymore I type in TI and it's the first thing that comes up. So if you go on it often enough that you don't have to remember that long URL, Tillamook County HealthMatters.org. We have a Facebook page, Tillamook County Wellness. We are now also on Twitter and Instagram at the Tillamook County Wellness name. So you can find us, and we share information weekly in the Headlight Herald as well as very frequently in the Tillamook County Pioneer. Those are both really, really great partners. We are on KTIL Tillamook Today on the second Friday of every month. So there is no shortage of access to information for local health and wellness programming and resources. On our website, we do have a partners page, and you can directly access clicking on that partner logo, their webpage, so you can get all the information about what all of these great partners that we've mentioned and more, food routes and, a food bank and the city and the school district. And we've got a really cool group of organizations and individuals that are working really hard to help make our community a healthier and happier place to live, work, and play.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very robust representation from our community for sure. So, make sure you look that up. You're not alone, and that's the big thing we want everybody to know is you're not alone on this mission. If you go to Tillamook County HealthMatters.org, you can find support there. Or if you need a face to come and chat with, come over to the Y. We don't turn away anybody regardless of inability to pay. We'll make sure and work with you and get you even just the social piece. That's the biggest thing is there's so much science around there that proves that if you move and you stay social, then you're going to live longer. So if you are struggling to figure that out, or if you're homebound, we have programs that we come into your home as a partnership with believe that's with
the hospital. It's called Otago.
And I'm trying to think, is it through the Oregon Health Authority, Northwest Senior Disabilities, and the hospital, I believe.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you're homebound, and personal trainers. So if you're homebound and you need someone to come and help get you that social piece and get you started, the goal is to get you get you to a position in life where you can make it to a class at the Y or to go to the library or something, just to get mobile again. And so that's kind of the goal, and we do support that. So if you have questions on that, call the Y, 503-842-9622. I believe we could talk all day, but I think we're going to get cut off. It's 10 o'clock. Make sure you stop by the fair today. Like I said, entertainment tonight, Sugar Ray, got pig and Ford races, got everything going on, and I'm sure Maria's going to cut me off any second now, so we're going to sign off. Michelle, thanks for being here. I'm Kaylan at the fair.
Thank you.